Members of Parliament have voted to adopt the Electoral Amendment Bill. It's despite several groups calling for the proposed law to be rejected, primarily due to the onerous requirements made on independent candidates to participate in elections. Athi Mthongana filed this report.
I'll take you back to some of the deliberations that took place this morning before this sitting in the main house, where obviously the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, together with chief whips of various political parties, spoke about this particular bill, which has now been passed with, of course, the majority of 232 votes in favor, 98 against and 3 abstentions. They said this morning in the National Assembly's program committee meeting that, particularly from the IFP, the chief whip of the IFP, Nareed Singh, he was saying that Parliament should consider postponing the vote this afternoon so as to deal further with the amendment of this particular bill, saying that the onus was on the executive to give Parliament this bill on time. He stressed that the executive took about 18 months to actually take this bill before the National Assembly, and so Parliament has now taken all the blame for the delays that have surrounded the tabling and the passing of this bill. But subsequently, the MPs, the chief whips, decided that this should proceed, whether or not the IFP has raised these concerns, saying that they might have to do this process all over again. But the ANC's chief whip, Phemi Majortina, objected to the IFP, saying, why is he raising this issue now, saying that it is too late? The Speaker went as far as to say it would be embarrassing for Parliament to ask for another postponement before the courts regarding this bill. However, the IFP then decided that, well, they should actually proceed this afternoon with the bill having been passed. It will now move over to the National Council of Provinces, where they'll consider it there. There was even a suggestion in the NAPC that if the IFP has issues with this bill, which has been dealt with by the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs and some of the MPs in the NAPC, saying that it was actually dealt with section by section, and the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs was actually satisfied with the work that was done to look at this bill. The NCOP will then, of course, have its opportunity to ventilate its opinions around this particular issue, and some of the MPs were suggesting that the IFP should then form part of those deliberations in the NCOP if they have issue with this bill, which many lobby groups have actually raised concern about, saying that it contradicts the ruling of the Constitutional Court and it's actually against the independent candidates and the interest of South Africans who will be voting come the 2024 elections.